Hello and welcome, everyone. I am SAG-AFTRA Executive Vice President Ben Whitehair. Thank you all for joining us for another SAG-AFTRA live stream on YouTube. To stay current with all of our live stream and video events, we invite you to subscribe to this channel, which you can even do right now. Today, as always, we are joined by American Sign Language interpreter Nicole Pancino. As a reminder, today's program is being recorded and you can watch the replay right here on SAG-AFTRA's YouTube channel that you just subscribed to, along with tons of other great content. Today, we present the PTEOE President's Task Force on Education, Outreach, and Engagement live stream, Dubbing Contract Basics. The rise of streaming services has made it easier than ever for U.S. audiences to access hundreds of foreign language films and television series, which means studios require a small army of voiceover talent to make sure the magic on screen translates for everyone at home. That's where SAG-AFTRA members and our dubbing contracts come into play. And this is something that is particularly a passion of mine, as I have had the great fortune of working on dozens of dubbing projects myself, and I'm so excited to dive in. Today, we welcome SAG-AFTRA National Director Voiceover, Treslyn Williams, to help us navigate this new and expanding world of global opportunities. Treslyn will use her vast knowledge gained from 25 years of experience working with SAG-AFTRA and the voiceover community on everything from commercial to interactive video games. Okay, before we dive in, I also want to remind SAG-AFTRA members who are eligible to vote on the new Netflix tentative agreement, which has some major gains in dubbing, which we'll talk about today, to do so before the August 31st deadline. So if you're watching this as it's streaming live, you've got about 2 weeks. You can find out more about the contract at sagaftra.org/Netflix 2022. sagaftra.org/Netflix 2022. You can also sign up to attend one of the member information meetings happening this week on Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, without further ado, Treslyn, thank you so much for being here. Let's put on our best announcer voice and get this show on the road.
Thank you, Ben. I'm happy to be here, and I hope that I'm able to impart some good information to everyone. We're going to start with the dubbing contract basics. Next slide. What agreements cover dubbing? Next slide. We have the 2021 SAG-AFTRA dubbing agreement and the Netflix dubbing agreement. It will soon be the 2022 agreement. Both contracts cover voiceover and singers, and these agreements can cover a single program or a program season or a film. Next slide. The 2021 SAG-AFTRA dubbing agreement and the Netflix agreements cover the following 3 categories: English language dub of foreign language from a language project. Foreign language and English dub can be released on the same day. And I've already mentioned the other category, which is film, which is in another language and dubbed into English. Next slide. Now, let's talk a little bit about the rates. Under the 2021 agreement, the hourly rate is $87 per hour with a 2-hour minimum, and your overtime is paid in quarter hours or is based on your minimum, based on your negotiated rates, and multiple episodes may be recorded in a single session. Next slide. The Netflix dubbing agreement, again, it covers English from language, it covers your foreign language into English, and the rate is $89 per hour with a 2-hour minimum guarantee. And overtime, again, is based at quarter-hour units, and multiple episodes may be recorded in a single session. Now, I want to add that under the Netflix and the 2021 dubbing agreement, the producer can pay 50% additional as a buyout for use in all streaming and all television with more than 15,000 subscribers, 15 million subscribers. Next slide. If you need more information about our dubbing agreements, please contact the voiceover department at voiceover@sagaftra.org or call us at 323-549-6815. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Treslyn, I have some questions for you. Number one, is raising the scale minimum rate for dubbing on SAG-AFTRA's agenda?
Yes, it is. Raising the scale minimum. The scale minimum, matter of fact, and then next January, the 2021 dubbing agreement scale is going to be increased by 5%. We just received an increase for the Netflix dubbing agreement on July 1 of this year.
An increase in the scale rate starting on July 1st. Got it. And we mentioned earlier the current or pending Netflix contract that's out for ratification that members can vote on. Anybody, SAG-AFTRA members, again, you can go to sagaftra.org/Netflix 2022. You can download a PDF packet that outlines all the various provisions in the recently negotiated contract to decide voting yes or no. And specifically as it relates to dubbing, there's a couple different things there. Treslyn, do you want to share some information on what, if this contract passes, what would improve for my fellow dubbing performers and myself?
Sure, absolutely. One of the most exciting outcomes of this negotiation was that now it covers Spanish language dubbing. So if there is an English language movie, film, now it's covered if it's interpreted into Spanish. And we're really excited about that.
Amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Spanish language performers I know have been fighting for equality, and I'm so excited that that's included. And then I'll also add, and Treslyn, you can correct anything that I miss here, but there are, I believe, and again, this is for Netflix, new vocal stress protection for dubbers that would limit vocally stressful sessions to 2 hours. Yes. And would pay a 25% premium for those vocally stressful sessions.
It's 125% of scale for each hour with a 2-hour minimum.
Great, great. And speaking of the 2-hour minimum, if this Netflix contract is voted up starting July 1st of 2023, the minimum scale 2 hours would jump to a 3-hour minimum. Is that correct?
That is correct. In fact, if this is approved by the membership, starting July 1 of next year, the minimum number of hours jumps from 2 to 3 hours. Awesome.
Awesome. I mean, who doesn't like a 50% raise in their work? Okay, next question. Curious about, are there residuals for dubbing projects, and how do those tend to get paid?
What happens is, under the session fee with Netflix and the 2021 dubbing agreement, there's a 50% additional premium that is more or less your residuals, and there's nothing after that 50% additional.
Got it. So as different from what people may be used to, it's not, members who work these dubbing projects won't see future residual checks. It's typically baked in as an additional payment when you do the session. That's correct. Yes. Okay, got it. So essentially a prepayment of residuals.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Got it. Got it. What categories are covered under the dubbing agreement?
all categories are covered under the dubbing agreement. It's not separate. It's separated out. Category 1, 2, or 3 is just one category.
Okay, got it. Got it. And are contributions, pension and health contributions, paid on dubbing projects?
Yes, the contributions are based on the TV theatrical contribution rate, which I believe right now is 21%.
Okay, great. So members can expect, if and when they work these dubbing projects, that it would help towards their qualification of health insurance, or, you know, move towards their getting a credit for the pension there. That's awesome.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Love that. Love that. Well, as someone who, again, has been very fortunate to do a lot of these sessions, I can say that it's been really enjoyable. And I, as a performer, you know, doing this work, I see, you know, I think our members are so uniquely positioned for this exploding area of work. You know, it's clear to me that the streamers especially are seeing these amazing film and television projects that are filmed in other countries and other languages, and finding ways to bring those to different, you know, in this context for myself, an English speaking audience, though you know, these get dubbed into other languages as well, oftentimes. Obviously we're talking about, you know, Spanish language dubbing. So I'm so excited to see that SAG-AFTRA is continuing to make sure that our members are able to be paid, and not just paid for the work, but that it's going towards our pension and health, and supporting our members as we have this ever expanding opportunity in this space.
And as we continue to negotiate these agreements, we're just going to keep on pushing to make them better and better and better for our members.
I love that. Well, as a reminder, once again, SAG-AFTRA members, you can vote on the pending Netflix contract that was voted overwhelmingly in favor by the national board. I believe over 90%. And so excited that Treslyn, you've been able to be here and walk us through some of the basics of our dubbing contract. Again, if you're watching this now here in August of 2022, please be sure to sign up, SAG-AFTRA members, for the informational sessions, find out more information about the Netflix contract. Obviously, dubbing is done by other companies as well, but the current contract that's pending that has some major gains in dubbing is the Netflix one, in terms of what it is right at this current moment. Treslyn, thank you again for being here, lending us your beautiful voice to answer questions that SAG-AFTRA members have about this topic. As a reminder to everyone watching, presentation is available as a replay on our YouTube channel. You can watch them anytime. On behalf of the whole team here at SAG-AFTRA, we would like to thank you so much for watching, and a special shout out to our regular viewers who've been tuning in each week for our PTEOE, President's Task Force on Education Outreach and Engagement live streams. If you have ideas for topics you would like to see us cover, please shoot an email over to pteoe@sagaftra.org. And before you go, if you haven't already, go ahead, subscribe to SAG-AFTRA's YouTube channel to get updates on all of the wonderful content that we are posting. We thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day, everybody.